first part without music. I was gonna brush my hair. I am not prepared. This is what you call off the cuff. This is an off the cuff conversation by Marge and Yoka. Let me fix this stuff. There we go. I was gonna get a tattoo. I was thinking about it. I don't think I should get any more tattoos. Should I not get any more tattoos? Okay. Am I good with all the ones that I have? Okay. No more tattoos. I say that now. I like tattoos. I'm just real picky about like who touches me and stuff like that. And I think other people are getting to be real picky about who they touch. And people, I don't know, they have their conceptions of me are highly indicative of how they are, because perception is reality, and how people perceive me is, I was always told it's none of my business, so I can't think about it, you know, whether people like me or hate me, it's really none of my business. I just try to conduct myself in ways that are true to myself, and it doesn't fit in with mainstream society. So I have conversations about how I feel about things here because I can't in society, because, you know, clinically insane people are trying to create buildings to put other people in. They're bringing back the insane asylum. Everything's a cycle. They took it away during my father's era. My father worked at one time at a place called California's Atascadero State Mental Hospital for the criminally insane. They mention it in movies like The Grifters. That's where the Grifters ended up. One of the Grifters in that movie. I didn't like that movie. It didn't make me feel good. Because people cheat and slimy, they manipulate, all that insidious, nasty, low hum, vibrational, frequential things. And I'm surrounded by it. Dude, right across the way over, where I live is such a crazy place, yet they talk with such reverence about this place. Hey, what's up? Just the other day, a homeboy, little voice told him in his head, I'm sure, just stab this fucker in the ear like you've seen on that TV show, that Sons of Anarchy, or that, you know, whatever, you know, that machismo bullshit. And so little freaking shit stain on the fabric of society didn't even live there. The landlords went to do a check on the property because they didn't like what their crap tenants were doing. And homeboy said, you disrespected my family. Stabbed dude in the ear. Now one of two brothers is dead because people don't have emotional control. Where I live, I don't even walk within arm's reach from people. I just stay out of their bubble because I don't want them to freaking lose their shit and think it's going to be okay to do something violent at me, because I will defend myself and you will never forget it. So I just don't go out much in the community. I do sometimes, and I like to give these stickers out that I have made, and magnets. If you go to Family Dollar, you can see one. I like to stash them in places around Taos so people can find it. I'm just, because like attracts like, and if you got a heart like me, you might like my straight people like rainbows too stickers. And it's cheeky because I don't like dudes. I don't want to marry a man and be his woman and wash his crap stains on his whitey tighties and all that. That was never my propensity. But I worked with a lot of men. I was in the military for Operation Iraqi bullshit. I was in 9/11 when we did that shit to ourselves because Washington, D.C. and Hollywood are the same. They're the same financiers. They have the same producers. They produce a contrived reality so people go get a little American flag and wave it around and stand around at parades so they don't do anything useful in their community. I drove through a back road the other day and I was like, man, why does Taos, a place that's supposed to love their community so much, why do they trash it so much? Why is there so much beer cans and garbage all over Taos? Because they don't got no soul? Because generationally, people just do what they want. It's not just Taos. It's Central Valley, California. It's Bellevue, Nebraska. It's all big towns, small towns, and all towns in between. It's just all the people that just have the vibrational frequency that can't control themselves, and they'll just go around and do whatever they want whenever they feel like it. And so when I go into the community and I want to do business with people, I want to give them money, and sometimes I give people more money than they ask for because it's worth more to me. And money doesn't mean anything to me because I don't have no earth in my chart, yet people think it's okay to swindle me just because I don't have respect for money. I value what it does to make people comfortable. When it's cold, it gives them stuff to help them stay warm. Or when it's hot, it helps people. That's what money does. Like last year in this little place, I live in just this little room. My electricity bill, $250. Why? So Luis Reyes, the CEO of Kit Carson, electric cooperative, can make $350,000 a year. Yes, that's true. Now my bill's down to $132. So whatever they figured it out, thank goodness, because they're not worth what they want me to give them so he could pay for his 5 kids and all of their luxuries of their lives. That's what they do. The borough brats, all the people that pay themselves to say, we care. We care so much. Support local. The lady that gave me this tattoo, I dig this tattoo. I messaged her yesterday. I said, hey, Sarah, you still inking up in Taos? And she's like, yeah, this is the text message I got. So weird. My money, it's just not good in Taos. They're too good to take my money. They don't like me here, so they just don't want to deal with me. This is what I get. Hey, Marge, I do still tattoo in Taos, but see, I had an English teacher that taught me whenever somebody says but, they negate everything. Everything before the but is bullshit. Everything before the but is bullshit. But I'm not taking appointments right now. Well, on her social media, I hope she doesn't post anything soon. That she, or even a month out. Because that would be okay, anyway. I do still tattoo in Taos, but I'm not taking appointments right now. I said, bummer. I do have an apprentice who is awesome and doing a great job. Apprentices aren't awesome. Because if they were awesome, they wouldn't be a fucking apprentice. I don't deal with apprentices, dude. I'm all professional, and if you can't be, I don't want your fucking tattoos on my body anyway. I can give you her number. I said, pass. Okay. Sorry. Not sorry about that. Her work is really beautiful. So if you change your mind, let me know. Her Instagram is blah, blah, blah. In case you want to see her portfolio. I saw it and I wasn't impressed. I'm currently booked through June. Wow, because I seen your work. This is cool. But that's because I sent you all kinds of pictures and told you what I wanted. I'm currently booked through, so this is more of a representation of me, not you. I'm currently booked through June, and I'm taking a brief personal leave from July through November. How are you going to pay the rent? How do they pay the rent? How do people keep the lights on in Taos, New Mexico? Because they never fucking work. I'll start booking December sometime in the fall. So she works fall, and that's it. And then she has an apprentice to pay for her shop. And then fucking pay for a rent, and go to all the spas and shit around Taos, hang out with all the spiritual giants while your neighbors are stabbing their fucking landlords in the ear. Then out in the Mesa, I mean, they got people fucking hacking people up, throwing people. You got people come all over the United States here just to jump off the Gorge Bridge. You know? It's the land of enchantment. Do people know what enchantment means? It means that you're put under a spell. Yeah. That's what enchantment means. It means you're fucking duped. It means you're a stupid cousin. That's what enchantment means. It means that you can't think for yourself because you're under an illusion that you live in a wonderful, beautiful place when they are friends with Epstein here. And I will never forgive any bureaucrat for perpetuating that. The land of enchantment. I got to hang out. Homeboy did a video, New Mexico citizen, yesterday. I like him. I'm trying to get his email. I want to sit down because he is a lot more calm than I am. He's a lot more, he has more finesse. Like, he's the kind of dude I would have hung out with in high school. We would have burned bulls and then drove up to Shasta Lake and see how many deer were grazing on the... Because that's what I'd skip school and be like, hey, let's go. I bet there's 11. And then we'd go drive up to the damn hot box and then freaking see how many deer were there. I was right a couple times. One time there was like 21 just grazing out on the beautiful manicured grass at Shasta Lake. Shasta Dam. I grew up there. It's a rad place to grow up. So, homeboy, I got lots of ideas. I want to help people. I want to help the freaking the poorest. Look, I'm not poor. I'm rich. Rich is subjective, and every first, like, it's like the jackpot. Every 30 days, it's like your funds are replenished, and I think every American should be afforded to have that dubious luxury just for being born in America. And that's what I'm going for, because they're both circle jerks, agreed politicians, bureaucrats, politics are. Dude, I went to college. They thought I was too stupid to go, but I finagled it, and I went to college. I got a couple college degrees. I got 2 college degrees in the time that most people can't get one now. While being in the United States Air Force and being deployed to Crete so we could bomb Iraq and do all kinds of stupid bullshit, because like I always say, Washington and Hollywood are the same. Anyway, I better focus on this talk. I get all out of boogoopo, discombobulated. I get overstimulated and I start getting data from the light, from the frequency, and there's storms, supposedly. I don't really see much evidence of that. They've been building the fear of this storm up for like 9 days. That's how they make reality. If they stoke a fire, it burns brighter. So if they stoke the emotions in people, they get more animated and they go buy food that people didn't want to buy a few weeks ago because it was all full of poison. But now they're just all about it. I found a new grocery store in Taos called Sid's, and I like the quality of the food there. I feel better when I eat it. I don't have to eat as much, and I stay full longer. And that's what every American should have access to. Not just the people that don't have Earth in their chart, and so they don't, I'll spend freaking $20 on 2 pounds of chicken. But I'm going to one day when the Suburban is getting so close. It's getting so close to my outboarded kitchen, and I'm seeing other people in the community in Taos that are inviting people out to like pizza parties for the disenfranchised, for the low, downtrodden. So people have the same heart as me. I want to join them and then just help provide product for them as support to give to the community. So I'm gonna have a full ass. I'm gonna bring out my propane tank and And I'm gonna have full ass freaking seafood boils and shit. Because I was trying to explain to like shopkeepers in the community, I'm trying to raise the bottom, the worst, the druggies and the drunks and all those people. Because that's why we drank and did alcohol. Or I drank and did alcohol. Or I wasn't a big junkie because my frequency is already high and that stuff. I don't want to do the zombie tilt and all that. Like, I have to be too productive. I'm not egoic enough to be a junkie. I'm more service to community, less service to self. And that junkies are service to self. Like I can't watch that show Nurse Jackie because junkies piss me off that much. That I'm not going to sit there and give them my emotional, juice. So I never watched it. It keeps coming up. I never watched Sopranos. There's a lot of shit I never wasted my life on. And people get stuck in loops. That dude was just talking about that Groundhog's Day. I've done videos about that, like the clocks on the wall are lining up. People are figuring out Washington, D.C. and Hollywood are the same terrible, bad paid actors. Okay, so today's, I call today's Fortune Aquarius 12 degrees, 21 minutes. I'm big on astrology. Mom had my first chart when I was done, when I was done with the ethers and the no place space. And I had to reincarnate on this alien ant farm called Earth. And so 491974 is my timestamp, my bloop access to entry. And so it gives numbers in who you are, and these numbers represent energies of potentials of what we are made up of, the stars. We're like puppets on planetary strings is how I look at it. Only we have free will, and yet people use their free will to fucking jerk off in fucking Sedona. It's stupid. I can't stand mainstream spirituality. It's an insult to my fucking intelligence. So, okay, having your part of this is my placement, just so people know. I know a lot of people, like, they're real secretive and they hide and they won't tell about themselves because you're February 1, so you're what is that? March is Pisces, so you're Aquarius, right? So that's probably why we might be close in a frequency. And you're Prescott, Arizona, I think. And my sister died in Phoenix. She rose like from the ashes. That's why I got this one. She was 6. So I got your 6 because I'm all about supporting. She's stupid Virgo. They can do everything. So she wouldn't listen to her big sister who anyway, focus. Fortune Aquarius. Sedona fucking sucks ass. We escaped from Flagstaff. Carrie Gunn is up in Flagstaff. If I ever go up there, I'm going to try and go. She stole from me. I lived at her house from like 11 days, and she was just this little itty bitty woman, but she was going through a divorce, and she basically like had all this power over me because she threatened to put me out on the street. That's when I figured out like the VA's bullshit. All these agencies, they're welfare systems to support the employee in the agency. And it doesn't matter if fucking Joe Blow, female vet with mom and 5 dogs and a cat, is gonna be on the street, they're still always gonna collect a paycheck until that organization and entity goes away. So Flagstaff, the coolest part about Flagstaff was I got to pay respects to where Isaac Cappy left this earth. You're in Phoenix, Preston Scott, that's cool. My sister worked at a bar, and her memorial service was in a place called Glendale. I didn't get to go because I didn't have anyone to stay with Mom. She used to go in, and when they built the Jenga puzzle, she'd always knock it down. So maybe you could do me a favor sometime. If I find the name of that bar, and if it's built up, if you could knock it down for me, please. I'll find it. Okay. My dad almost died in Phoenix when I was 12 outside of Phoenix. He got crushed by covert pipes, and I often wonder if they brought him to the same hospital where his daughter left. She died in a motorcycle accident, September 23rd. It was her daughter's 18th birthday and her granddaughter's 2nd. Just because she was trying to make right a wrong. And it cost her a life, is how I see it. So, give me just a second. I'm gonna switch. Maybe you heard of it. I don't drink. I can't drink because I make bad choices like her. And I can't leave Mom because nobody in the world cares about her besides me. And so if I leave, she will be soon to follow. Get your composure, Marge. I'm trying to gather my composure. She's with me all the time. I know energy doesn't die. You know, she's always with me every time I hear that song. Maybe at the jukebox, if they have Dive Bar Beauty Queen, maybe play that. See, my dad is a Freemason, and I told him I wanted to get a motorcycle one time, and he said to me, people like you shouldn't get motorcycles. People like you die on motorcycles. And then my sister died. And I just thought that was a terribly, terribly important way. Just very wicked. Because my brother he's a fraternity. He's a Skull and Bones. I don't even have, yeah. Anyway, so Jessica Hessick. Let me see if I can find the name of the bar. Jessica Victoria. I said Victoria. Ooh, Jessica Victoria. Okay, she's not, it's not the new bar. Her name is Jessica, I said it and then there's a delay. Let me go back here and look for posts, her name in posts, because they had like a big memorial service for her and everything when she died. Skipper's Lounge. I should know that because of this and like this. How come I had a mental block. Skipper's Lounge. When you go in there, tell them Not So Large Marge sent ya. That would be fun. Pee Wee Herman wrecked life for me, dude. That I was in high school. It was like a mean joke because I was always large because I was always very active, and muscle weighs more than fat. In case people don't know that, when you have muscle, and I do. You can't tell in my, whoa. Jessica Victoria Hessick. H-E-S-S-I-C. See, my last name, my destiny is in my last name. I'm mentally balanced. I just am a full spectrum as I'm about to read about this 1221 placement. My body, I have so much Pisces. I have 3 planets in Pisces. My feet hurt all the time. I'm constantly looking on Amazon for like to find the perfect just right porridge. Freaking the Tara, the owner's daughter, fucking hates me. She hates me. She called me and like said I was trying, because I was processing on my YouTube channel the death of my sister. And this bitch, who didn't really do her a whole lot of favors, tried to say that I was trying to, like, gain from my sister's death. And I'm like, because if your sister died, is that what you're telling me you would do? So that bitch hates me. You don't have to be, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, she's the owner's daughter. She don't own the place. She tells everybody she's the baller daughter. You know, she's a nepo kid. That's what she is. Anyway, so I'm constantly trying to find the perfect shoe cushion. And I had to wear these boots when I was flight line support, and they fucking wrecked my feet. Big old huge, those things, I wonder how much they weigh. They're probably 2.5 pounds a piece, because I got the insulated ones because I worked on it and that place got as cold as North Pole, Nebraska, or Omaha, North Pole, Alaska. Okay, focus. Where's that other page? I fixed my iPod, my stand. This thing, when I bump it, it would fall off. I'm like, why are these two separate parts? Oh, I guess for shipping. No, it doesn't need to be two separate parts. That needs to be one solid part, because how many people are going to break their iPad? They're probably in cahoots. So I ruined my 2-part epoxy this morning, but I fixed my iPad stand. Alright, here we go. Fortune, having your part of fortune. When I talk real nasally like that, I sound like my dad. I can't stand it. You can't be mad at your parents, because then when you hear like your dad coming out of your mouth, then you get all mad, and then people get colon cancers, or their teeth fall out. Mad at your dad teeth or your bottom teeth? Mad at your mom teeth or your top? I guess I've rectified based on the condition. They might be a little yellow. I am 51. I'm Aries sun though. I have Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter in Pisces, but my sun is in Aries. And then Gemini, I got 29 degrees Saturn in the 12th house. And then, yo, that's right, Saturn. And then my Mars is like 23 degrees in the 12th house with like my south or north node. I always get those mixed up. Sagittarius, Gemini node. Anyway, I know a lot of, I just have a lot of data in my brain. Sometimes it's getting to where it's hard to keep track. My tuners start to decalibrate, so I gotta meditate and tune in, because like my body falls out of line because it hurts all the time, and then my mind thinks that that like I'm sick because I'm inflamed, but I'm not. And so I'm like, you're not sick, you're healthy, but I don't feel healthy. It's just, life is a mind game. So having your part of fortune, a lot of fortune at 12/21 Aquarius, this is all just fake bullshit. But if I paid the Leo cub, I could pay him for his perception of bullshit. So I just come up with my own bullshit. It's a lot cheaper. So everything you pay people to do, you could do for free. Circumvent that shit. And I just teach people how. Because information is knowledge, and knowledge is wisdom, and wisdom is power, and I think everybody should be allowed, and there shouldn't be secret societies of the order of butt stuff. Any place. Marge, focus. I'm going to start over. I'm going to read this all the way down through. Having your part of fortune, a lot of fortune at 12/21 Aquarius indicates that your highest fulfillment, joy, and material success are found through innovative, humanitarian, and community-oriented pursuits. That's why I'm going to go out and make the impoverished freaking lattes and cappuccinos for free, even with the frothy milk if they want. Best ingredients. I'm going to give them things to make them feel good. I'm going to offer them a place to hang out. And then when they hang out and they freaking chill out and de-gauze, which is what the human spirit needs now more than ever, we can invoke change. So I need, in my orbit, trustworthy, honest, tell me what you think about me. Because when you tell me what you think about me and how you feel about me, you're telling me what you think about you. And when I talk shit about other people, I have to tell people the about me part of why I'm talking shit. That's fair. Aquarius is an air sign focused on the collective, the future, and the unconventional wisdoms. Here is an interpretation of the part of fortune in the Aquarius at 1221. I like numbers. I have 111 in my time of birth. And I was born on the 9th day of April, which is the 99th day of the year. So put all those together, that's like 999. So I got 111, 999, 1221. Humanitarian focus. You find true luck or flow when working with the greater good. That's why bureaucrats piss me off. Because they fucking impede the progress. They're the retards. No, you can't do that. Why? Because I have to go over here and sit down and write a law that says that you can't. And then I'll come up with a way to circumvent that law. And then they'll go back to the table and they'll be like, no, that's gonna not be okay with us either. But we're gonna go ahead and have to lock you up in a cage, and then we're gonna tell the state that we need $107,000 a year so that you can get fed and you can, but really it's to pay for pensions to men and women that treat the people like fucking dogs and are terribly, the judicial system is a terribly incestual, gross, fraternal order butt stuff. And I know this, my brother is a lawyer for the state of California, makes $240,000 a year, and when I freaking reduce myself to go and say, dude, Jerry, I need help. I need help finding a place to live, my credit shot. I have I have these dogs that I got when my life was better, and it's a lifelong commitment. And mom and her dog, and he said, get rid of 2 of your dogs and put mom in a home and go back to work and get that 401k. And I'm gonna help you by not helping you and all that crazy, insane shit that narcissists say, because I come from a freaking long line of them. And I was like, all right, God, let's double down. Where do you want us? What do you want me to do? I won't drink. I'll dedicate my life to mom's comfort and care and the dogs. Just as long as you help me from not being homeless. Because that's so hard. And he made the way from Salem, Oregon, through Flagstaff, to here. They're probably friends. Has your brother been in like the Army National Guard, the little bitch unit, since 1989? And then we end up in Taos, and then we find out mom was born 22 miles north of here, in a place called Cuesta. And so this knows my whole life. I wanted to know, because I was like, are we Italian? Mom, where are we from? What's up, like we got family out there, and then we end up where mom was born, in fucking Taos, northern New Mexico. This place was never, I've heard of this place, but like, I didn't give a shit about like movies, like motorcycle movies, and fucking and chucking and all that lame, perverted, low shit. That's not helping. That's terribly, terribly abusive. That's why, and they're all in power and they're all friends, and they like to toy with you, and because they can. So now I toy with them back. Because I remember stuff, how they treated me. Like, I dated a girl. She went off and married this other guy. He was an old dude. Like, because they perpetuate the freaking big old age gap. Because that's pervy and creepy. Because it feeds their Jezebel spirit in both directions. Because men and women both have that Jezebel. I have the Jezebel spirit. I got Scorpio moon. I'm freaking hornier than a horny toad. I just channel my energy in ways that don't serve lower vibrational frequencies, Like, guys are all, I retain my seed. I'm just like, oh my God, dude, these girls don't want you. You're icky. Men now are icky. And it's not even their looks, or it's their how they feel. They feel because they're you have a okay. Think about generations and how they're built. They're built on astrology. Okay, I'm an Aries sun. All right, so I am all the fire and the passion and the drive that comes from a father that is an Aries sun, first deacon. I'm a second deacon Aries, and then I come from my mother, who is a first deacon Sag with the stellium in Sagittarius. And you think those two beings are not gonna bring fire? That is what I am, and air. I am no earth. Earth makes things sticky. Earth makes things muddy. Earth makes things Capricorny and Virgo-y, and where things are stuck, and where we have to just do things because this is how they're always done. Because you don't know how to fucking learn anything different because you're stuck in a weird loop. I want to see astrology and human resources. And I want to see the Pisces back in the schools and nursing, you know? But we have to become to a balanced state. And people that go out and do whatever they want for themselves, it's like the big nothing on the never-ending story. Everything's turning black because there's no light. And I'm going through, I trudge through Taos, dragging my feet for this generational fucking bullshit of we're just going to control how things are because we always done it like that. Might is right, even though we say it's not. But I fucking, like go watch that video of me. It was dope. Homie talked about my video. He said, if you want to see something to the effect, I'm a just like ish this. Something to the effect, if you want to see a video of a female veteran that shuts down a tyrant cop, go watch her video. And I was like, right on, that's dope. Anyway, humanitarian focus. You'll find true luck or flow when working for the greater good, engaging with social causes, or contributing to groups, teams, and friendships. I can't go out in the world and in this. I want to have events in Taos. I want to have events in Taos. I got a historical contrarian. I got a love from that. Anyway, I want to bring like-minded people to Taos. But when you come here for the event, we got to go to some place in the community. It'll be a 2-day event. The Saturday event, it'll be like we work. We go to some place in the community, a single mom, a single dad, somebody that is just like, man, and we do like a mini extreme home makeover where we fix their like people like blue collars come in, and then white collars come in, and we could set if setting their house up makes life easier for them, then I want to do that. Even though I'm not a fan of AI, I am still a fan of making life easier for people. So I want to get people connected more. If they're gonna fucking use us for antenna, then use me all the fucking way, but use me for good and not your gay butt shit, because I ain't for that. Anyway, woo! Let me come down off my milk box. I get a little bloody nose. Innovative and intellectual. Success comes when you trust your unique, forward-thinking ideas rather than following traditional paths. Objectivity and detachment. You are able to find emotional peace by observing life objectively and not getting too caught up in personal drama, allowing you to see the bigger picture. This is what I do. And you know what else I do? I take who I am to other astrologers. I have put my date of birth and my representation. Hi, I'm Marge. Here I am to frickin' Pam Gregory, Steve Judd, like Amaret, like all these huge spiritual channels. Robert Phoenix isn't huge. I think he's impactful. He's a Virgo. I value his opinion. I'm an Aries. He don't see me. And I sent the dude my fucking resume and shit, and it's just like, like I still get ignored. Like, people don't see who I am unless their heart beats for a purpose outside themselves. And my heart beats for service of my community, and it's verified right here, and me giving stickers out and going and making, and because I go to the taco stand, buy 5 things to go, bring them down the park to the homeless, and give people good shit, not bad shit, and then the world will get better. We go to war over there. We always go to war over there because people are conflicted within themselves. And when the energy gets like it is now, and then they tell for fucking 9 days they've been talking about this stupid storm. So all the people get scared, and then that fear goes right into the earth's grid. And then the earth grid just sucks that up. And then they charge us for electricity that we fucking generate from our fear. And then it's hamsters in a wheel. That's what the world is. Just keep the dummies in their same loops, and they'll feel like they're safe. And then when they aren't, that's all right. Frees up parking places for us. And that's America. But the rest of the world, it's starting to seep out because people are going out. I don't care if there's a border. Nobody owns land. So when machismos go out and they start taking all their toys up and gathering their shit up and saying, I'm just going to take all this stuff, make it mine, and go home. I see the Rockford files. Before the Epstein files, there's the Rockford files, and that is largely how society today is modeled after, the mentality of the machismo. The man. Listen to the man. He always knows what he's talking about. The man with his G-spot in his butt. That like the only reasons why they have the positions that they have is because they've been over. And the only reason why I am in the position that I am in is because I wouldn't. I didn't know what a happy ending in a massage was. I didn't know that weird thing happened until Bobby Coyle. This big important police guy, head of a fucking police labor union in Philadelphia, met his wife half his age the night that he met her. Girl walks out of the bathroom like he's a Hollywood producer, like he's Henry Weinstein, right? Comes out because he's a AA circuit speaker. Everybody wants to hear Bobby's story. Walks out, but he never tells the story how his wife walked out of the bathroom with this eggplant in his hand. That's so weird how they lie by omission. People think these people are wonderful human beings, and all they're doing is protecting their scumbag fucking friends. It's quite amusing. Can't get mad about it. Just laugh about it. Can't get mad. No. Mad, anger, throw tantrums, end up in jail. Help pay for my brother's $240,000 fucking... That's $15,000 a month. And then he's been in the Guard as like a lieutenant colonel. So homeboy is raking in like $265, and then he got all their side dealings and their perks and their fraternal, like I couldn't get a place, and then you know what he did? He's like, yeah, we found a place, no problem, have a fraternity brother. He's like, hey, there's a place in the gated community. You might fit in here. Come on over. Like, slide right on in. I had to move from here to here. My body breaking down more every step of the way, dealing with the fucking VA system. I posted a video yesterday about having to talk with Jonathan at the Taos Clinic VA. Fucking, dude, why don't you answer the phone like you're sitting up in your chair and not slouch down? Because you're there getting a paycheck. So you can help me. You know what? They had a table with like cans of Campbell's soup on it. Freebies. Ooh, look, free shit. I said, ooh, snacks. They had little lunch bags of Cheetos and cheese pot. I said, I'm going to take a few. I said, isn't that cool how much free loot I get just for agreeing to kill people in places we have no business? I took some soup that wasn't Campbell's because it's bioengineered 3D printed food. And it's has bioengineered 3D printed food in it. So I'm like, you're fucking trying to perpetuate the grossness. See, they don't want, I go in there for blood work, and then I've been dealing with trying to channel up because I'm losing my hearing. And it's just my path. And so, it's 5 years just running equipment at very high RPMs. That sound has drowned out the rest of the world. It's called tinnitus or whatever. So that's what I said. I always hear, so I talk loud and then people make fun of me. I had a speech impediment when I was a kid. And so I was taught on the speech bus, little blue speech bus in Project City School, how to enunciate, so I speak from my diaphragm, my stomach. So I could have gone to Hollywood. I just wouldn't have succeeded because I wouldn't do the weird, creepy, pervy shit they do. So, I forgot what I was saying. I'm running out of steam. I messed up my coffee cup this morning. I had a rough landing onto planet Earth this morning. From the no place space, from meditating and just being in all the dimensions. It's just an all acts to any dimension you want to go. That all happen congruently. This is how I look at the no place space. I'll explain it in a picture that I painted. Not too long. It's where it's like this. This is my trademark, an exclamation point and a question mark, and they share the same dot. I came up with it about the same time, 9 years old. We lived on 426 Manzanita Lane, across from Mission Square, where the Humor Shop and Bartle's Burgers are. One of the best burgers I ever had. You have a burger like Bartle's when you're young, it kind of fucking ruins burgers for your whole life. You're like always kind of it's like chasing that dragon without heroin. When you eat good food. Anyway. So the no place space, every thought, every possibility, every potential, like if you ever done hallucinations, I'm trying not to say the word directly. Hang out with the fun guy or Alice D. That's what we used to say. In case they were listening on the phone. Anyway. You see like prisms. You see prisms. Your eyes focus to prismy stuff. You can do it. You could do it like if you try roll, you could do it. Anyway, you see prisms and stuff. And so when I saw the prisms, instantly I came into this knowing. I said, for every, I guess a better way to explain it would be like two mirrors back to back. If you go into, I only have a little one little mirror in the bathroom. I don't have mirrors in my house. But my grandma used to have these mirrors, and I would freak myself out because I'd line them up where they would just line for eternity, like it just went off, and then it curved off, and then I would sit there, and then in my mind there would be like a ooga booga man that was jumping hurdles through timelines, and I would wait for him, and I'd be like, I'm ready for you, and when I'd see him, I'd freaking slam the window, and I'd be like, nah, now you're stuck now, fucker. So, that's how I look. For every line, there's a potential for a reality, and I am looking to make reality potentials better for everybody, and not just these rich assholes that never have done a fucking never had to lift a finger, never had to wipe anybody's ass, never had to freaking suck, they never had, but they put people through so many things just because they felt like it, that movie Trading Places, just because they could. The weird stuff when people have power, it's not even money, because I have a lot of power, I don't have a lot of money, but I walk it through a grocery store and people actually make a hole. I noticed that. Because I'm trying to stay out of my people's way, but I'm like, and people are like, meh. And I'll come up on an intersection, at Smith's the other day, and it was like somebody trying to herd cats. Like, it was so much combined energy. They had the guy trying to put stuff away, and then you had the two people catching up because they haven't seen each other in who knows how long, but they're blocking with both of their carts. And then you have this lady that's aware of all the tension, and me come in, and she's like, you know, trying to direct traffic. And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna stay in my peaceful space. I'm gonna go that way. I'm gonna be in my avoidant era. Maybe. We'll see. Well, people, I mean, I am a small being, but I take up a lot of space with my energy field. That's what bright things do. They illuminate. Bing! Only thing is I can tell when other things aren't too bright, because if I'm blinding them, then they're telling me we aren't of the same frequency, and that they're probably more about themselves than they are about helping me help the community. And that's how I look at anybody that denies me. Because I get denied a lot. I get turned down a lot. I get ignored. I have a lot of one-sided conversations. You know, because people, they don't know what to do with me. I'm one of them. The last girl I talked to, it's been 10 years since I've been on a date. This year. 10 years. I've been celibate. I've been, you know, and I've done pretty okay. I realized the other day that when I got my dogs, they were all the same age. And it came to a point about 5, 6, 7 years old that I got this realization in my head that it's good right now and enjoy it, but they're all probably going to go at the same time. And so for 7 years, the whole time I've been moving around the fucking country and trying to find just a place where I can be at peace. I had to act like I was at peace, while inside I was so sad. Because all my little dogs were going to go to the Rainbow Bridge at the same time, and it's gonna suck, and I don't have people, and I don't have support, I just have God. And then I go out into the world, and I'm so sad, and I'm so mad, but I can't show it at home. Because the dogs will know, and then they'll race faster to the Rainbow Bridge, because they don't want me to be sad. They don't want to be the thing that makes me sad. They pick up on this. And then I went to town and I took it out on people, and I'm so sorry. And now they're gone, and so one of the biggest things that I feared in my whole entire life I lived through, and I didn't do it gracefully every day. But not a lot of people met me with grace out there either, so I don't regret anything I've ever said or done, or because I made it right and I don't act that way anymore. So what I'm trying to do is offer a living amends to Taos. And as long as it's cool to me, I'll be cool to them. And it's always been that way, but I'm going to make that declaration now and say it out loud. So I'll keep handing my stickers out, and I'll bring the sad people. I'll try and make them happy, just to kind of make up for my hard days. Because it's about me being a better person. It doesn't really have anything to do with how people treat me. It's how I show up in the world. And so I want to show up as a representation. And I don't want to really break my record, because I am in good standing in a lot of agencies that have mattered and counted to me. I'm kind of excited. I'm getting a book in the mail soon. I actually got to meet the man that wrote the book. He was a professor of mine at Bellevue University. Rest in peace, Dr. Ed Rahut. And they started this signature series that everybody, like, you go through a degree program, you got to take the signature series at some point, and it's like a 3-month course, and I took mine as at the end of it, and it came up, and it was right at the end of my Air Force enlistment, so I accomplished my goal, which was to get my bachelor's degree and get my college education that I was told was so important my whole life before I graduated. And the last day of my enlistment was what is it? It's on this plaque right here they gave me. So November 1st. And October 19th was my last class. And then I graduated, like, walked the stage, went through that ritual. Their ritual at the Mid-America Center. Was it? No, the place downtown Omaha where they had graduations. Anyway, so I did that. So Dr. Ed Raha wrote a book called, what's it called? I can't remember now. Did I take a screenshot of it? Or do I have to go to my orders in Amazon? Leave me alone. Arriving Wednesday. American Vision and Values. A completion to the Kirkpatrick Signature Series. I think what I'm going to do, I wonder if his dear sweet wife is still around. I got to meet her at his service. He always talked about her and his daughter Evie, who was special needs. And so, like, you got to know the guy. And then he was friends with Bill W., so sometimes I'd go to a Friday night meeting and I'd see him there. So in his class, it was between me and this other dude and the professor. We had like 55 years sober. I think I was only 10 at the time. I can't remember. Well, no, 06. No, I was only 4. I was very young, and I had like 15 and then drank it all away. I drank Bellevue AA away and then reset. Like them dirty freaking Freemason club fucking son of a bitches. I hate clubs, man. Clubs are so dumb. Who's it? Groucho Marx says, I never want to be a part of a club that would have me. And that says something about Groucho Marx, because they all wanted him. That's just such a creepy sentiment. And people, I just don't, anyway. So in this, maybe I'll write his wife and tell her that I want to have my online version of the signature series, because we would meet on Saturday morning for, I think what was it, 12 weeks on Saturday mornings in freaking the cold ass winter in Nebraska, and I had to drive to the North Campus, right, to go to class, and I loved it. And we'd like potluck breakfast, and people would bring muffins and all kinds of stuff, and we'd talk about Plato and Machiavelli and freaking shit that fed your brain. And so I came up with my own concept of algorithm of the cave. Go watch that talk. That's some brain candy right there, because we create. Oh, anyway, Mom's getting up. I gotta help her in the bathroom. Coming, Mom. You got your sea legs on, honey? Yeah. You happy to be awake today? Yeah. You know how much I love you? Oh. We Portmore, Ma. We Portmore, Ma. We grew up on Mom Pa Kettle. Huh, Mom? Is it nice with the fan and the blankets? With the fuzzy blanket? Yep. Let it all out. Let it all out. Want to go back and lay down for a while? I think we might do bananas. Banana pancakes. Banana pancakes. Oh, 2? Wow. You're not leaving me, are you? You ain't going nowhere, are you? People know. Benny knew. Benny knew. He told me the night before he was going to heaven. He said, Marge, don't bring me into Benny, Marge. Benny's going to go to heaven. And I said, oh, Benny, I will tuck you in and I will love you forever. And then he didn't wake up the next morning. Nope. So, anyway, that's what I was just I was doing on the internet. I was trying to do a living events to a town. So, sorry, Taos, I was crabby because my dogs were all dying, but I only have one left, and I got through the hard part. I think I might be okay now. I can laugh about stuff without, raging, and that's why New Mexico, I need to be here to help people. I want to make a rage room. How come Taos don't got no rage room? We got all this rage in Taos, and we don't got no place for people to put it. Hey, what's up? I want to make a rage room in Taos, and if somebody else beats me to it, rad. Then there's gonna be 2 rage rooms, because you know what? That'll solve a couple of problems in Taos. Taos has a problem. You don't got no place to recycle shit. They got one dump. The special cousins get to drive the truck. Some of them are cool, some of them are not. You didn't have one access point where you have people with freaking ideas of grandiosity and inferiority complexes that are in positions of power at the window that make people, you gotta weigh in, weigh out. Like, it's a very ineffective use of time. It should be all access, any access. You got trash, bring it here, we'll take care of it. That's how it should be. Shouldn't have to fucking pay and all that stupid shit. Like, New Mexico might be one of the richest states in all 50. It's the fact that the stupid cousins don't care enough to figure out how to disseminate the funds to everybody, because they don't care. People that have their needs met, they don't care if people are cold when it's cold outside. They don't care that they're dying, their endocrine systems are shutting down because they're having heat strokes. They don't care. They're going to get a stinking paycheck anyway. And they're going to tell themselves they're doing it for the good of the public. It's so sadistic. This age needs to die off already. There's some at the laundromat across town. This is the jankiest laundromat. I've had to go to laundromats a lot in my life. We've had to utilize laundromats. We didn't have the resources, so we had to use other people that charged us so that they could do nothing. And that's America. And so, best laundromat I got to go to was ran by Pam, probably still is, in Salem, Oregon. By the Walgreens. What is that? There's a bar at the end. It's behind a flower shop, and I call dispensaries flower shops for reference. So, Pam was the best and Taos is the worst. It has it's so janky and broken down. The outside looks good. The inside, anyway. Because they're always taking money. They're never putting in to make things better for the people that have to use shit. Because, you hope, but get people less than stellar conditions, and then they'll just accept whatever. It just sucks. It's just a gross mentality. Anyway. So they had this sign in there. It talks about, don't try and change Taos. Let Taos change you. And I absolutely will not. I would like to influence Taos in a lot of positive ways. And I've been trying to for 5 years now. And I think it's weird that I just can't find the people. I showed up on my 49th birthday at the mayor's office. or 50th. Was that my 50th? 51st. God, they're all a blur. Said, okay, buddy, you got a housing crisis. Here I am. What am I supposed to do? Like, honestly, I'm neurodivergent. I have a sucky landlord, Melinda Gonzalez, in a Royal Honda with their shit-stained children on the fabric of society. Amber Brown. And Mikey Gonzalez. My mom, dude. That dude acts so tough. I saw homeboy had his pants like down around it, just so drunk one time, talking about how his mommy and daddy bought that truck to hurt him on purpose. And I was like, oh my God, get over yourself, dude. Clean yourself up. Dude, he's a total hoarder. It sucked. And his shit mom fucking, like, was threatening to put me out, which induced my body in a state of PTSD. Oh no, gonna be homeless with mom. I got freaked out. I said, what's the most peaceful, logical? So I go to the mayor's office. I said, okay, you have a housing epidemic. I don't know what to do. He gave me the card of this lady because they brought all these people in from Colorado University. From this, they recruited a whole team, which took up housing here to put up people from other places so that they could make decisions on what's best for people. That was 3-4 years ago. Agencies exist as welfare systems for the employee of the agency. They have nothing to do with helping people. It's the B system. I dig Sloan Bella. She talks about, because the B system, it's all about generating disgusting, fucking, filthy juice. Epstein's friends with it, the president, they're all part of the same group of people that'll just fucking, if they don't like you, they'll just bend you over. And that's what America is. All that machismo shit that's dying, because these new little generations, dude, they ain't up for all that conference table business. They ain't into all that stuff. Heck, I am so stoked how the world is shutting down alcohol. Oh no! The spirits are dying. That's so sad. How many people aren't gonna die? That tells me that people might start having reverence for life. That could be a very, very, very good thing. People disconnect from the spirits, and then they connect to source, the stuff where all the good stuff is in the no place space. That's what I'm stoked about. Anyway, I think I'm gonna I had a real banana the other day. You have something that's real. I wonder, I think about the last time I had a banana that tasted that was real, because everything's processed, and process is basically, we eat fake food. It ain't natural. We gotta go back to the natural ways. People aren't supposed to be dying and being so sick at such young age, and kids aren't supposed to have cancer. It's not supposed to be that way. They're supposed to grow up. They're not supposed to have so many peanut allergies and stuff like that. It's not supposed to be that way. But you have science that comes in and designates how things are supposed to be, and then they flip their script like they do the food pyramid. I always did the opposite of what they said. That's kind of cool that dude flipped it back the way it should be. It's kind of cool that the monks, I don't hear much about, it was like a flash in the pan, the monks were. I still see them across my FYP, but they kind of got shut down and obscured by the storm. And then that got obscured by Davos, and then got obscured by, peace always gets obscured. When people do, maximum effort for such a grand occasion, it's always obscured by the shadow and the darkness of the beast system. Because all the beast system wants people to do is blatantly do whatever you fucking feel like, because you're a grown-ass man or you're a grown-ass woman. So if you don't like that thing, in that thing. And people are seeing things in other people that they hate about themselves. I have to be so cognizant of that. I have this thing about, I have about like body weight, perception, all this stuff. I mean, a lot of times I think I'm a big fat cow, and I'm not a big fat cow. My massage lady tells me, like, you're fit, which is very affirming. I think she's a Virgo, but she has like a bunch of Libra. She has a stellium in Libra. So she's like the mom's mom, and mom, she totally chill. I get totally chill, which is great because she's my massage lady. And then I get to do my breathing practices while she works out gases, gets out gases of my tuning fork that might, you okay? That might discombobulate the system. Operating this. You want to go outside, walk around? I've been talking too long. I'm going to get going anyway. So, feel good about things. I've been going around on a little pea clown for like days. We got our, because whatever happens, I'm not ready for it. And as long as I know that it doesn't matter how prepared I think I am, there's always shit that I never am going to account for. So I don't really have to worry about stuff. Like, I went to one summer, I went to like 7 weddings. 7 fucking weddings I had to buy. I think one person is married left out of those 7 people. I was always the cake cutter. And then I'd go, I'd do things like I'd get the wedding colors, and I'd go to the thrift store, and I'd buy this one couple, their wedding colors were like fuchsia. I straight ass freaking found fuchsia polyester pants. I had a polyester pant. I was like, I always been like an old man in a woman's body, even when I was a little girl. I tripped myself out. Anyway, all right, you want to go walk around? I like how they say, like, I always take the day as it comes, because mom likes normalcy and I like to mix things up, and so I have to keep a balance. I have to keep her days the same because of her traumatic head injury and what makes her comfortable and what's good for her chart. And I even keep track of her chart, like, so some days she don't like me. So I like to give her, or she has the potential not to like, but most days I'm greeted with a hug and I love you, and she has so much gratitude in her heart. And I'm so happy that I was not mad about stuff that I got over the stuff that hurt my feelings when I was a little girl, because if I wouldn't have, I would be missing out on every sweet, tender moment that this little lady gives me. I bought some real fancy hair trimming scissors. They're lefties for me, so I gave her a cute little haircut. So we're going to play, I'm going to be Marge Scissorhands. I bet I could cut left and right. I bet I could be like an Ezra, and I bet I could do that. I could, because I'm ambidextrous. I use both part of my brains, because I live inside my head and outside in the world, in the tangibles. It's part of my charms. Anyway, if you hung out at all today, that's rad. I'm stoked. I see numbers like 3 and 4, and I saw a 10. Like, seeing people dip into my radar and just dipping their toe into the Heyoka world does my heart good. And I hope you have a rad day. Peace. And there aren't no storms in your world. And if there are, you'll have all the creature comforts to keep you cozy till they pass. Because they all pass.